Hello there, everybody. Welcome to the Heat Army podcast live. Sorry we haven't been on the last few weeks. Felt a bit rough last week. Just don't know what it was. Didn't have the energy in us, and the week before we just couldn't get the show on for some reasons that we'll not go into. Nothing bad. Just we're looking after people that are around us, so we couldn't do the show. But we are back. Lots to talk about. It's not exactly great, of course. The results haven't been great for us. But what is great is our sponsors at Northern Print Solutions and our friends at Hope and Glory. Thank you for them. Also, just a little bit of housekeeping on that. I'll bring Mickey in while I'm talking. Hello there, Mickey. Northern Print Solutions have agreed to continue their sponsorship with another year. And on that, we will be the presentation of the podcast might change a little bit because what we currently broadcast on at the moment is StreamYard, and StreamYard's prices are astronomical. So we've had a look about. We found another streaming service provider. We might have to change some of the graphics, maybe. Hopefully not. We can just jump onto that one, but things might change ever so slightly on that front. But as I say, StreamYard just want to pull your eyes out and want nearly £500 for a year to be able to do this. So we can't do that. So yes, get their messages in. As I say, it's been a difficult few weeks on the pitch. Those pesky injuries are hampering us again. There's it just seems to on and on and on. But before we go any further, a big congratulations to everyone that helped out on Saturday and brought selection boxes in for the Gateshead FC Foundations. You can see there in the picture, Steve, Joe, and Co and Ben there received a lot of donations. And thank you very much to everyone that has done that. They will be used with people in need, and they'll go for this Christmas. So a big well done to everyone at the foundation, everyone that donated. So best to have that one out the way, wasn't it, Mickey?
Yeah, it's done well. I think you used an old picture, by the way, because Kenton was the one who collected it the other day. It was Tracy.
Well, that was the picture that was up on social media, so I presumed that was the one. But as I say, it's still the same people involved. So big well done to everybody concerned on that one. Of course, as well, since we've been on, there has been the FA Trophy draw as well. And of course, that trophy that we did pick up 2 years ago, we are at home to Morecambe as our bow into the competition starts this year. So get along to that one. And of course, as I say, the FA Cup game is the next home game. Get your tickets for that. There are over 600 tickets sold so far. It's Sunday, the 7th of December. Get on the club website, buy your tickets. Right, Mickey, couple of tough games. Very tough games. Frustrating on Saturday. I'll get people's messages in here while we're talking. There's a lot of hellos. We've got Darcy's put hello. Good evening. Thank you, Darcy. Sean Parry, evening. We've got Chris. And we've got Liam Burbeck. There we go, Craig. And we've got good evening. What a pleasure to meet some of you the other weekend. Just a pity about the results. Yes.
Yeah.
St. Geordie has also put evening all. Performing like it said, not showing up, haha, joking, you'd laugh if you don't cry. Yeah. Talking points, crowds. I said on the commentary when the crowd was read out, it's like, where are you, Gateshead fans?
You want me to come in?
I'll just say one thing first, right? It's Sport Club through thick and thin.
Yeah.
And the glory years that we've had in the last few years have been absolutely fantastic. But, if the team's struggling still, you still go and watch them. You still get behind the lads. And, yes, we got beat this Saturday. It wasn't for a lack of bloody trying. The second half, when we were, all over them like a rash. We just couldn't get that goal. And on another day, we could have went on 3-4-1. Winners of that. Didn't happen, all right? But where are you? Well, he's going to all piss and moan online, which you're entitled to do. Please do. Talk about Gateshead. At least it'll come out on people's algorithm. But please turn up. Turn up and support the lads. If you want to boo. Pay your money. Do it. Don't hide behind the keyboard. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I'm going to come out and say, if they're going to play that piss poor week in, week out, no one's going to want to come, because I'm starting to lose my patience with it. I've got to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm at a stage at the minute where I'm thinking, if I pick and choose me games, it's really getting that bad. I thought there wasn't a lack of effort, but the first half we could have been 4 or 5 down before we even got started.
Mm-hmm.
Again, Brooks with them. I mean, people can disagree with Ken picking Curtis Edwards as man of the match. For me, it was either Brooks or Pennant. But I'm sorry, it's not good enough. There's half the team isn't good enough. There's a lot of good quality players in there, and there's a lot of players that are simply not good enough for the level. And unless the board can find some money to back Alan, this is just going to continue. I don't know where they're going to get the money from, but something's got to happen, Davey, because Alan Armstrong's carrying all the flack, but he's got 2 hands tied behind his back.
Yeah. Just a little side note. Some people are asking why it's in like a telephone screen. For some reason now, StreamYard broadcasts in both ones. You can come out, there'll be 2 streams, pick the other one, and it'll be the normal stream. If you're watching on a phone, you can have it as in a phone screen. So that's why it does it. But this will only be the last time it happens because we're moving to a new platform. Of course, sorry for that. But yeah, hopefully the FA Cup, the money generated can help bolster the squad. But I mean, players dropping like flies, and then we've lost one for the season in Callum Johnson. Stretched in that Solihull game. And obviously, you knew it was pretty bad beforehand. And, it looks like it's his Achilles tendon, which is done him for the season. Or hamstring, isn't it? Yeah, one of the two.
It's actually come away from the bone.
Yeah, horrendous. It's you can't lay it on all the injuries, but we haven't. Like against 10 men, we were all over them. We couldn't break them down. We didn't have enough. And after about 60, 70 minutes, we started shooting from outside the box. And that was the worrying thing. We kind of give up of trying to break them down.
Give up, just to run out of ideas.
Yeah, run out of ideas. But yeah, it was a tough one. It really was. I haven't felt like that coming away from a game for quite some time. It was even tougher to talk about it and congratulate the other team. One thing that will knock us to bits, though, 2 players. It was lovely to see them back. Chris Bush had a good game. Don't get us wrong. Lovely to see Chris Bush back. He's in his elder years now as a footballer. The Tom White antics of throwing himself on the floor in front of the 4th official trying to get a red card.
He's better than that.
He's better than that, and that was I think that's what the gripe was, Tom. You're a better player than that. And then obviously it's always going to hurt when a former player scores, especially when it's a great player. Look, he's signed for a new club, Regan Booty. He gave it the big licks with the celebrations. Yes, he scored from the halfway line.
Well, the surprise was people booing him.
But he went on strike twice at the club, mate. Twice. That's why he didn't play pre-season.
Yeah, I can understand that. But he's still come in.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not that it wasn't the club's fault. Forest Green made a derisory offer for him.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, but there was that's why I didn't play him pre-season as well. So
that's why I understand why he got booed. But he's still come in and he still played his part in the back end of the season.
Oh yeah. Don't get us wrong. I'm not. I've very happy memories of Regan Booty. He's a lovely lad. But it stings the way it all ended. That's the only thing I say. I've got no grievance against him.
Like I say, if someone was booing me, I would have ran away and put my arms up with the crowd. If need to, where's about it?
Yeah. But yeah, it hurts. Heat Army Adam has put evening all. We've got here. This is shocking. I spoke to 9 Heat fans over my 30 years plus of following Heat after the game. And all said the same. It might be time to call it a day. Well, sorry to feel that way. I'm not going to.
I just think Alan can do any more. And who are you going to get in? Yeah, there's maybe Simon Grayson's there. But would Simon Grayson be able to do any more than what Alan's doing, given the budget? Probably not.
Yeah. I think people don't realise how small our budget is.
£3.50 in a pack of Spangles.
Yeah, But we've got to say, I have had a message from Simon Johnson. He's obviously understands why fans are upset and stuff. But to get along to the Saltwell Social Club, there is a talk in with Bernard and Alan, and that's I think there's tickets still available if you go on the website. I think was it £3 each or £4 each, and it's at the Saltwell Club. And if you have any grievances or questions, come along and ask, because lots of people, I mean, obviously, I know we're to discussion point, talking point here on the show, and anything that's brought up, people can bring up at the meeting. But posing questions or and calling people online isn't going to solve anything. Ask them in person. Go along. If you have a genuine grievance or question about how the club's being run or what's happening, get along and ask, because they were very honest and open at the other meeting. I'm sure there's different questions and different things now. So get along. That's what I'm saying. I'm not defending the club or anyone involved. Get along and ask your questions. That's the best place to do it, and you'll get it. You get an answer in front of everybody. So please do that. I know I've got a question or two. I'm sure Mickey's got a few questions to ask on the night. Yeah. So yeah, it is. It's. But we've just got to go for what it is, and. I know I play devil's advocate, but I do that because it's a podcast. And if we didn't have talking points, it wouldn't be a podcast. So we weren't having sides to talk about. But at the moment, if the season ended tomorrow, we're above the relegation zone. And, we'd take that.
Between 14th and 5th bottom. That's where we're going to finish.
I mean, look, we're flirting with the relegation zone at this moment in time. We've got a big FA Cup game, which will bring in good money into the club. If you had said at the beginning of the season, you'll go into December, hopefully going into December outside the relegation zone, and in the second round of the FA Cup on TV, you would have went, I'll take that, especially after the concerns in the summer. Not to say that any concerns have subsided or, things have vastly improved to what it was last season. We know we're not world beaters, but at the same time, the teams that have beaten us, like Solihull Moors, weren't anything special. Boreham Wood, yes, they showed the grit and determination got us, but they didn't play the great, pretty football. But then again, the great pretty football isn't winning for us. We've got to learn.
To be honest, Davey, they've got some good players there. Not just Booty and Tom White. Bush is an experienced centre half in that league.
But
you've got Jeff King.
Mm-hmm. I'm not disparaging. I'm just saying, but aesthetically, it wasn't the greatest football, but it was winning football. They knew how the dark arts, shall we say? They knew how to rail a player. They knew how to drag a free kick in here and there, and we are guilty of sometimes not doing that. We're still a very nice, kind team. We're not dirty. We're not dirty enough. I'm not saying go out there and snap someone, but at least give them a niggle back. You know what I mean? There was elbows flailing from some players in Boreham Wood shirts. There was that niggle there. They had that fight and drive. And
there's no tackling in the team.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Absolutely no tackling. Is that only Fergie? Any of the defenders? The midfield, I'm not seeing any very little tackles from them. And Josh Holm, the penalty he gave away was bloody ridiculous. The lad's gone away from goal. Why is he fouling him? I'm sitting 60 yards away with wretched eyesight, and I can still see it's a penalty. Use your brains. Use your bloody brains, for God's sake. And I'm sorry I'm picking on Josh, because Josh was alright on the day. I'm blaming him for, obviously it's his fault for the penalty, but he wasn't the only bad player on there.
Yeah. Sorry, Mick, can we just read this one out? This is the best message we've had in quite some time. The way our luck is going, we couldn't have scored if we kept playing for Newton's fortnight.
and again, we're taking the mick to Newton about this fortnight. While I'm on it, this is all the club's fault, because they're the ones not telling how long people are actually out for, and not the questions not getting asked and it's not getting answered. So we're all taking the piss with the Newton for this fortnight, which we keep getting told.
Yeah,
the club should be more bloody open with it, man. Tell with the bloody truth. They haven't hide. They haven't get with bullshit. People see through it. And when you and if nothing comes out, people make assumptions that makes things worse.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's the thing. The rumour mill can get ahead of itself, can't it?
I'm sorry for absolutely real, but the lad, Well, I thought the first half against Forest Green were unlucky to be 3-0 down. But are you seeing the mistakes the defence is making? Neither wonder people are raging.
Well, as I say, no energy in the first half. Got lucky to be only one down after the first 10 minutes. Yeah, we just did. And also, that's become a regular thing. We don't start playing till we're behind.
You can tell in the first 10 minutes. Davey and I yourself, you can see it. When people run down the wing, you're thinking, oh, and they just can't pass the fullback or whoever. And you think, oh, no, it's going to be one of these days.
Yeah. As I say, we've got someone's put here. Newbley isn't injured. He said himself he wasn't being picked for a potential appearance fees. I don't know. Can't defend, can't score. Perfect combination for relegation.
It is.
He'd on me, Adam. Do you think some of the injuries may have been caused by the 3D training pitch? I don't know.
We asked that the other week, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
I asked that question.
Yeah. Well, I must. Someone's put here. The Boreham Wood manager joined in the pantomime with his theatrics on the touchline. Yes, I did make a little comment during commentary that he was going to be bald by the end of it. The amount of times he kept grabbing his hair by the roots. And
people had to go at the referee. Boreham Wood were going absolutely berserk with the referee.
Yeah.
Don't act like shit houses and dive all over the floor. And because at a certain point, you just went, oh, right, he's just going to dive, and that's the way it's going to be. I'm not using any free kicks.
Yeah. Well, as I say, there was a few moments when there was blatant dives, and he
the number 32.
And he waved it on, and I said, well, if it isn't a dive, if it isn't a foul, it's simulation. So why isn't he booking him? But sour grapes, you can see at the end of the day. We've got here: is AA picking the team, or is it Simon Johnson? I would imagine it'd be Alan Johnson. I couldn't imagine Alan Johnson. Yeah, there we go. It's an amalgamation of both. As much as I like Alan, he's signed 11, 12 players, and he's being backed. The vast majority of those players haven't done well. Numerous aren't even trying for him. I don't know, but it's
but it's he's bought 11, 12 players in with the budget he's got.
Yeah, that's the it swings and roundabouts, isn't it? You've got to look at both
players who've got bad injury records, Dave.
Yeah,
that's because people will not touch them.
We have to take the
good
risk.
Players.
Yeah,
but then you're losing them. I mean, I feel heartily sorry for Jono. He's a class player.
Yeah, he looks leagues above. Just unfortunately for us, he can't keep fit, and unfortunately out for the season. What was the date of the talk-in? It is December the 4th. That's a Thursday at the Saltwell Club on Saltwell Road, of course. So do get your tickets from there. Well, Greg, it was awful. Don't like having to go at AA, but no plan B. Crowds are dying. How longer can we sustain 500 crowds? Yeah. It's not great. Mr. Fairless, but even in all, thank you very much for joining us. Lots of messages. We'll get through them. Don't worry. Seeing Geordie, we've got January to come, so Adam will be gone. And who else? Well, not being funny, but on the performances at the minute, I couldn't see many people taking many of them. Yes, they start the season all right, but they've got to continue to play if they want to move. I'm not singling Adam out. There's a few, it's a team collective, and there's no one really standing out in that team at the minute. There's a couple individual performances, but they all need to do it together to make themselves look better. What's been the issue of the young fans being banned? Some say it's due to some certain chance. I didn't know there's any fans being banned. Never heard that one. We've got Brooks, possibly Kenton, to name possible further departures in January. I know there has been links for Brooks to Wimbledon
Bromley,
and other clubs.
Grimsby.
Grimsby, just to name a few. But that's the Twitter talk, and we've seen that many times. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. I take it with a pinch of salt until it's announced. Desperately need some bite in the middle of the park.
Totally agree there.
I don't provide it. Well, hopefully Fenton John will be back. He was obviously suspended on Saturday due to the yellow cards being picked up. So Fenton will be back. But then again, will he have to fill in at right back or not? This is the thing. Or will we have other defenders back? Kenton's obviously, we've heard he could be back on Tuesday or Wednesday for the National League game. So apparently, supposedly swearing, someone's saying We've got spineless wanderers, all of them. We've got Newton possibly back on Wednesday against Leeds. Let's hope he is. We've got there. Did anyone else see Butterfield slide digging the ribs on their player, lucky to get away with it? Well, it was happening on both sides, to be honest.
I was going to say that's happened because every time he ran away, some bloke tried pulling his shirt and tipping his leg.
I might be wrong if I'll apologise if I got the wrong player, but I'm sure Tom Allen was the recipient of that elbow, and he had given one just before it. So I think there was a bit of niggle on that pitch.
Tom Allen, Tom White.
Yeah, Tom White. That's it, Tom Allen. Yeah.
No.
Who remembers the horrific? Oh, sorry. Let's remember we've had a horrific look when it comes to injuries over the last 3 years. Alan said before Saturday that Callum Johnson for the rest of the season. Yeah. It's got, well, someone's saying bullshit is what you'll get at the social club. Well, get along and ask. That's, you got to ask. You know what I mean? That's what we need to know.
To be honest, Steve makes a point, but I don't think people are going to listen to it this time. I really don't.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to.
I think there might be. I don't think it'll be an angry mob, but people are starting to vote with their feet.
Yeah. Well, as they say, people will be asking the questions. We'll see what answers we get back. Where's Bakri, Noble, and Grayson? I think Grayson's injured, and so was Bakri, wasn't he?
I don't know.
So, and as I say, so there's where's Bakri and Grayson? Yeah, don't know. We've got there. And what's this with Elliot being there and taking training, left the club in a mess when leaving? I haven't heard that Elliot's taking training. Have you? Never heard anything like that. Not being horrible towards Bernard, but they should have kept their mouth shut instead of telling us there was lots of EFL managers there for the job. Well, I don't think they were particularly wrong in saying that. It's just that, yes, there was any EFL managers want the job, but they didn't have EFL managers' money to give them the job. So I think that's, where that come from. Maybe they've applied and then went, oh, hang on, is that how much there is? I'm not interested now. So that was a mention before the interview process. So I'll defend them a little bit on that one. Who's been Gateshead's player of the season so far?
Brooks.
Fenton John. Most improved for me.
Keane at the minute, if you were voting at the minute, the top three would be Fenton, Keane, and Brooks. I cannot say past them three.
No, and if Panny hadn't have got his bad injury as well, there's another one that's out for the season. Let's not forget, he was having a great time. We got Will Gregors, but there's no collective fight. We need to be honest. AA can't get them motivated. Got to recognise he's longer. So the longer he's here, the worse it gets. We've got also as well, there was news that former Gateshead director Tony Carter is now a vice chairman at Dunstan. So wish him all the best. As I say, he's gone back into football. Do you believe in Bigfoot? If it's my daughter, she's 11 now. She's got size 8 feet and they're still growing. So I think I could actually believe in Bigfoot, yeah. But we've got no problem there. We've got congratulations to TC on his appointment, vice chair Dunstan. Yeah. And we've got, was Rob Elliott at the Solihull game a few weeks ago? Thought I spotted him, but could have been someone else.
Yeah, he was.
He was. I didn't see him. But yeah, so
I think he went down at half time, didn't he?
Yeah. So it's, as I say, it's a quandary at the minute, isn't it? We need chances to pay. We need players to take a chance. We need players to get stuck in. And we're still outside the relegation zone. That's the aim. It's not pretty. It's not pretty at the minute. I wish it was. I wish it was far better.
I can't see getting any prettier neither. But I can't.
But I think we're gonna
take up the. Can you see us taking up for the second half of the season the Dogs of War rule, like Joe Royal, where Everton just piled into everybody? Can you see us doing that? Because I'm going to play.
We need someone to dive in that midfield or defense and grab it by the balls and say, "Come on, lads!" Defend
from the front and against the midfield. You stick tackles in, and then against the defense, you make people are just waltz and run with.
Yeah. There's got Will Gregg's put it's dismal, lads.
It is. I'm not going to deny it.
No,
it's absolute shite.
Yeah, just want to give a shout out to Mickey's column in the Wimbledon Match Day program. Great read. There you
Thank
go.
you.
As I say, not trying to defend anything. It's not great at the minute, but it was never going to be advertised as anything else as well. You know what I mean?
You know, there's sometimes they give you hope.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, them games have gone on. I mean, the way they played at Wimbledon, I think Wimbledon played right into our hands, mind. I really do. They kept lumping it along. We're getting, but Bakari kept heading it away.
Mm-hmm.
Curtis Edwards was knocking it up. Kane was racing away. And they just fell into they walked into it. I think Wimbledon just thought that to turn up, and that's not being derogatory to Wimbledon at all.
Well, let's hope we're just putting on a false show for all the Walsall scouts.
Well, the Walsall scouts must be thinking, I haven't got much to tick here.
Yeah. Well, Stephen Farnfield's spreading false news here. I'm going to be like Donald Trump. He's put 13 people watching here. It's even happening here. Fans are walking away. No, there's 13 people watching on that little stream that you're watching. I did tell you to go from the phone stream to the TV stream. If you come out and go back in on the things, you'll find out there's a lot more people watching altogether. We've got evening lads. Awful at the weekend is an understatement. Yeah, it's not great. The icing on the cake was the goal from the halfway line. Unfortunately, we were pushing. Brooks is high out the pitch, and that's a risky pay. But we were trying to chase the game.
The second one for me, how you can break away against 10 men, and they've got a man standing. I mean, don't get us wrong. The second goal is a corker.
Oh yeah,
it's a really good goal.
Beautifully struck.
But no one's tackled.
Yeah,
it just kept tippy tapping. No one's tackled at all.
We've got here St. Geordie. We don't have physicality in midfield to battle.
Yeah, it's all the same. And the people on the bench are of a similar ilk.
Yeah. We've got not a techie David. All right, I forgive you, Steve. Will Greg ask the questions? How long can we go with AA?
Well, I'll say until he gets some money.
Yeah. Because not going to say the job's a poison chalice, but it's a difficult job at the moment. Hands are tied for the manager. He's going to have to get creative to get players in, and we knew that right from the very get-go. His first interview, he said he'd have to get creative, and the young players are coming in. And look, we're having to throw young players in at the deep end. Some are sinking, some are swimming, some are treading water. But ultimately they're all improving. That's not trying to lump anyone and write them off, but this is where it is. This is the players we've got and what we've got to deal with, and it's frustrating. It hurts. It's not great to watch. Watching your football team lose is never great. But when you're down the bottom and you're looking over your shoulder at other people's results, it gets a little bit more squeaky bum time, doesn't it? So
we sound like a scratch record, yeah. Yeah, but it's Davey. It's the same mistakes over and over again.
Yeah,
by certain individuals, whoever's playing, are making daft errors, and we're getting punished for it.
Mm-hmm. Well, we've got here Mickey. Fans have lost faith. They aren't responding. Not going to get better. Hopefully, it can. Good to see Greg Ollie score on the score sheet for York. Yeah, great stuff, but doesn't concern us at the minute. More pressing things. Glad he's doing well, but I don't really care. I don't care what Greg Ollie's doing at the moment. I care what Gateshead's doing. We've got. Sorry, I missed the commentary at the weekend. I was in London, but did try to say hi from the Royal Opera House. On the upside down Christmas tree was pretty. Yeah, I did read out your message from Vanessa on Saturday, so thank you very much. But yeah, it is where it is. It's crap. It is crap. Not gonna deny it. Can it sugarcoat anything? It wouldn't anyway. We're in a relegation battle, and we knew we would be. The thing is, we had a good start to the season, then injuries have absolutely spanked her. Again. I dare I say, if we had a fully fit squad with all the players to pick from, I mean, I know people will say Wimbledon played into our hands, but that was the first fully fit squad that we more or less had to pick from on that day, and we got a result.
I totally forgot about Picari being here.
Yeah, Bakari's on injured as well, isn't he? So it's it is. It's just there's not much more you can say apart from it being absolutely stinking at the minute, and it's not nice to be, seeing these results or talking about them. It's horrible. But we've had I'm not playing devil's advocate here or anything, but we've had such a blessed 6 years. To be brought down to earth with a bump is hard, very hard. And we're not the biggest supported side, and for fans to walk away, we need to get people to come back. I know the football has to be better, but we need to get behind them as well. I see both sides of the coin, but I'd rather be there trying to cheer the lads on with more people around than not. But I understand everyone.
Who in the right mind's going to pay 22 quid to watch that crap?
Mm-hmm. Someone will need to show me how to get on this other platform. Sandra's eyes are getting sore. Well, come out of it, leave this stream, go on our channel, and then click on the other stream, Steve. There we go. On a positive note, we've got plenty of decent attacking players. Maybe we just need to attack as the best form of defence. On that note, Callum Pennant has been extended as well till, was it the end of December or the end of January? I think it's end of December. So his loan has been extended. He was a slight bright light on Saturday. He looked dangerous and on the shoulder, but just like Kane, didn't really get the service. But we didn't break down Boreham Wood at the same time.
I don't know how tall Kane Pennant is, but you're lobbing the ball up and he's up against Chris Bush.
Yeah.
If Chris Bush had him in bed, he'd break him in half.
He'd break me in half an hour. But yeah, obviously I meant to put this. I meant to put this picture up earlier on when we were talking about Callum Johnson. Of course, we'll just do a little recap on the show if you are just joining us now. Of course, Callum Johnson out injured for the rest of the season, so we wish him all the best and come back stronger. Then there was also the selection box campaign that went very well. Apparently, I've got the wrong letter though, at the wrong photo, so apologies for that. And of course, we've got Morecambe in the FA Trophy, so that one is in a couple of weeks as well. That's at home, so hopefully we can have the same result as what we had at their place. We have
where the state the two defences will be 10s each, and about 20, 25, 24 on pens.
Yeah. And someone's put, what's that? 1 second, I've got a few messages here. I saw Alan's post-match interview and I did actually feel sorry for him. Something needs to shift for the team to be more cohesive, to play for each other, the club, the fans. Frustrating for everyone. Yeah. There's no sugarcoating it, really, is there? Wishful thinking, Dave. Yeah. Always got to have wishful thinking. I think that's in response to Dave's attack as the best form of defence. You don't just come for good football because it's your local team. That's a point. It's a point. But I can understand people do have their grievances, and that's perfectly fine. I'm not having to go at that. I'm just saying, hey, let's just get behind them. There's too many.
What I'm saying, Emily, is the Heat fans can go, but if you want floating fans to come in,
yeah. Well, that's the thing. I think we found out there's a lot of fans that stayed away before a game the ball was even kicked. And that's the frustrating thing. They gave up on us before we even had a chance. So but that's their prerogative, and I'm not gonna say it. It just hurts as a Gateshead fan that you see so many regulars just disappear overnight.
We also have the Toon playing on Saturday as well. Toon kicked up at 5:30.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's all different elements to go in, isn't it? We've got going in and going out works. We've got well said, Emily. Well, we've got what do the club try to do to attract more fans? Don't see any form of advertising around the town except the stadium, where the fans already are. Comes down to cost, mate. It's one of them things. Even under Graham Wood, I don't think Graham Wood was prepared to pay the post-up costs and things like that. Back in the day, it's always been a grievance as a Gateshead fan right through the years, hasn't it, Mickey?
We've said for years, get the posters done.
Yeah,
and fans put them up in Low Fell and Beacon Lough or the Felon. But we've done it for a while. You could go on Langefell, and we used to go on Langefell every Friday, Saturday.
No, all over the place, weren't they?
Well, all over the place. Doesn't happen now.
No. But maybe that's something the supporter society can maybe try and put into place.
Maybe
that could be something to look to going forward. Remember, keep them messages coming in. Of course, every message is welcome. Every thought and view is welcome as well. Look, we're not going to say here, oh, everything's fine and rosy. We knew we were going to have to get our hands dirty this season and dig deep on and off the pitch, and that's proven to be the case. But we're still outside the relegation zone. Can I state that? Next week we might not be, of course. I'm going to imagine that the messages I'll get then. But look, if the season finished tomorrow, we'd all take it. So I take it as where we are at the moment in time, and then panic if you're not where you are. We used to get posters to distribute them all around where we lived. Yeah, definitely. He has always had a hardcore 400, even back, so hasn't changed in 30 or 40 years. But some have now talking about walking away from sad stuff. Yeah.
Yes. Look, I said it before. It's getting to the stage. It's getting far too expensive to just gun in blind faith.
Yeah. Well, everything's expensive, isn't it? At the minute, it's football's a luxury. We know that, and I suppose like you're paying to get in. You don't want to pay for misery, do you? At the same time, but we take the wins where we can get them. I'm an optimist. I'm not going to hide behind that. I take the wins where we can get them. If we can get ourselves, and stay in this league this year, is a massive, massive achievement. We've got the FA Cup run that we wanted. It could go further. It might not. I'm not booking hotels at Anfield and Old Trafford just yet. But there's some of the bullet points that they set out in pre-season in the first interviews has happened, right? Whether you see that as a positive or a negative, where we are at the moment, all right? I'm not trying to defend the team, not trying to defend the manager, not defending anyone. Just point out the facts. We're outside the relegation zone, all right? We've got the points on the board. We're not having to chase points. As it stays that way
on the board, it's our defense.
Yes, I know, but if we stay that way at the minute, or continue to be above the relegation zone, that's fantastic. Fall in, different story, of course. We've made it the second round of the FA Cup and got a TV game, which is the ideal situation. All right. Now, hopefully, from that TV game money, players can be invested in the team. Maybe get one or two more players in, whether it be on loan or permanent signing. Then things can change. We've seen that in our first season back up with Mike and Busted. We weren't playing great football. We were in a worse state at this time under Mike and Busted in our first season back. We were in the relegation zone, I believe. Yeah. So, I just try to say, look at the bigger picture. Yes, it's not great. It's not easy on the eye. It's not enjoyable to the full, but we're still in the National League. We're in the second round of the FA Cup. And I look at the positives. That's the way I look at it. I don't want to get myself drudged down with depression over what might happen. It hasn't happened yet. So be positive and try and get behind it.
Dave, it hasn't happened. But the second half of the season, when Mike and Busted had the team, they brought players in of a better standard than what was already there. I don't think the budget's there to do it in the summer. In the after that, and if we lose Keane and Brooks as well, which is being tipped is going to happen. Yeah, we're going to pull money in there, but money cannot play up front. Money cannot score goals.
Yeah, I know, but as I say, I'm not just trying to be the eternal optimist. I'm not trying. But
let's make it balanced as well, because I'm sticking up for the ones who are really knocked and all, because I'm knocked myself.
Oh yeah, don't get wrong. I'm hurting. It's not. To see the teams that's beaten with aren't the greatest, and they're not the greatest, but we're just like,
that's what I've said before. That there's players in that team's not good enough.
Yeah,
that's a top moment, but that's the budget.
Anyone know how Will McGowan is doing at Darlington? He's doing all right.
There's another one who not want to come back. I'm telling you.
Yeah. I don't personally believe he's good enough for this level, so I'm indifferent
Yeah,
on that
better
one.
than some of the crap we've got in there at the minute, mate.
Emily's put love the positivity. It's not positivity. It's optimism. Optimism. I'm not fully positive. Don't worry about that. So yeah,
I'm telling it like it is. I'm really telling it like it is.
Yeah. Great listening to the stereo. Get Mickey and Davey talking around one of the channels is in delay. I don't know about that. I don't know if there's any audio problems. It might just be Steve's, unless he's got it on 2 channels. We've got McGowan is doing well. Got man of the match at the weekend. Yeah. We've got Hi lads, just want to know your thoughts on Armstrong. Do you think he's the right man for the Heat? I think you'll get it right if he has the money for the squad, but that's a big ask because we know the situation at the club. That's my thoughts on it.
My thoughts are, at the minute, his hands are tied. I'm prepared to give him a chance, but I don't know where we're going to find this magical money. I don't know if someone's going to have to start looking doing the back of the city or something like that. But they need to back him and try and help him get players in, because you might have Kenton, you might get Joe back, you might get Picari back, you might get Dom Telford. I mean, Dom Telford wasn't there for a personal reason on Saturday. You could get them back in 2 or 3 weeks. It could be our back route again.
Yeah. Well, hopefully not. Hopefully not. But the way our look is at the minute,
fingers crossed. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
But he needs backups. He needs backup, and we need something like the perfect player would have been. You need someone like Jack Hunter, someone who's going to step in and put the foot in.
Well, not only that, I mean, we can talk about letting goals in. We need to start scoring bloody goals as well. That's another thing. That can take the ease off the defence pretty quick if you score 2 of your chances going forward.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, if Dom Telford had the one of the chances that Curtis Edwards had a really good chance, and I'm trying to think, it was Keane when they played it while short. I think if that falls to Dom Telford, that's in the net.
Yeah,
I really do.
I do. I mean, there was a couple of opportunities where we spooned it over and didn't make the goalkeeper work as well.
Yeah,
there was lots of opportunities there. Just got to make them pay. We've got to make these teams pay, because we're not. We're letting them off.
We're missing chances.
Yeah, lots of misses. So many missed chances. The less fans we have in the stands, the less money the board can put in for new players. Goes hand in hand, vicious circle. It is. But even last year, the club was running at a loss with the crowds. Still need more. Still need more to come in. Do you think the stewards come in for now? That's what I say. That them crowds aren't sustaining the match, the operations, let alone the players. So it's got to be, fans, sadly, got to play their part, but in hand, results have got to be there as well, or a fighting team to bring them in. Isn't that right, Mickey?
Yeah. You kind of keep getting the same well all the time. The fans have only got so much money.
Yeah.
So they need.
Yeah. We've got here, can't help feeling changing the manager won't change anything. Yeah, because you'd have the same budget and players to work with. So
exactly.
And Steve Farnfield is AA running the team, or someone called Simon Johnson? What is his background? Where's he come from? Can't seem to find. Well, he's been at the club for about 6 years. Steve.
He has got his coaching diplomas.
He's got his coaching badges and everything. And he was actually going to be a guest on the show tonight, but he's actually busy coaching, helping Alan with the academy setup tonight. So, just because you haven't heard of him doesn't mean that he isn't. Yeah,
I've got the relative badges, Steve. To be fair,
yeah, well, we're gonna get onto the prediction. Let's see if we can get some positivity there. I'm not guessing many people are going to go for a win this weekend, but I am. I'm going to try and lift the positivity. Right, Mickey's eyes tell its own story there.
Yeah.
Right, look. There's one young lady that is still very, very happy with the prediction league. And here it is. Darcy Gray still top of the league on 38 points. Trina in second on 18. Josh Walden on 13. And Vanessa is in fourth on 11 points. It's a very lady-heavy top league, isn't it? They're all up there. The ladies are showing us how it's done. So come on, lads. Let's try and get ourselves back in the mix. So right, I'm going to go with mine first, and we'll go from the positivity to the negativity. I'm going to go for an inspiring 3-0 win. We're going to throw the cat and dog at it at the back. Fingers crossed. So that's what I'm going for. 3-0 win. Hopefully.
I'll have something of what you're on.
Coffee.
Yeah. Is it from Peru? Is it from Colombia?
Neckarwogren.
I'm gonna go on 2-1 to us.
Oh, I love it.
That's just me heart. My head saying 3-0 to them.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna go 2-1 to us.
2-1. There we go. Right. We'll get these in. Right. There's loads of people sending them in now. Sandra says 2-1 to the Heat. I like it. I've got loads, but hopefully a win could change things. Hopefully it can.
I hope so. I really hope so, because
Davy Coates, look at that, man. He's even had a goat in his prediction there. Look at that. 3-1 to the Heat. I love it. Craig, I understand. So I'm not gonna criticize. We got 3-1 loss on Saturday. He's saying here. We've got I'll go back to that message later on. We'll get the predictions in. 3-0 losses. St. Geordie, last year's champion. Oh, St. Geordie. We've got Nato is going 2-1 win against Sutton. I'm keeping the faith. I love the club, and we're watching it in the circumstances we're going through. It is. I'll reiterate. I'm hurting, but I'll support them through thick and thin. For my own gluttony, I'll take the pain, but it's is what it is. I understand everyone else has got different feelings and how they want to support, but I just implore people to get there. We've got a 2-0 win, says Alan Guest. Heat Army Adam says 3-1 win to Gateshead. Darcy, who's top of the league, if people want to try and follow her, she's up there for a reason. 2-1. Chris has went 3-1 to Gateshead. Seems better on the road than it is at home. Vanessa's going for a 1-1. Oh, a thrilling corner turn and 0-0, says Johnny Gray. And Johnny Gray has just been, he hasn't, what he's put in hasn't been much, but when it has, it's been gold.
Quality.
Sean Parry has went 3-2 to Gateshead. Got a message here. I spoke to a Darlington fan pre-season. Many of them said they didn't like him because he wasn't great tactical view and didn't know how to change things. And he's got it bang on. Well, as I say, everyone's entitled to the opinion. What happened to Frank was supposed to be on Saturday with you. He wasn't able to make it in the end on the commentary. So, yeah. Right. We've got Patrick Story, 3-2 to the Heat. There's a goal fest there. People think we're going to score goals, Mickey, and let them in.
Well, been doing it all season, so why not?
Yeah.
I've got to ask, is Davy Coates the lad in the RAF? So if you're listening, Davy, I think I met you at the Legion a couple of weeks ago. I'm not sure if it did. And I'm sure he's called Davy.
Yeah. By the way, as well, we forgot the elephant in the room. Davy Steele couldn't make it, sadly, but he'll be back next week. So apparently, no, he isn't. He's not in the RAF.
No. Oh, right.
So, yeah. So, but yeah, if there's any other business, anyone else wants to get their rants in about who they do like and who they don't like, just get it in there. We're not hiding anything. It is what it is at the minute. And, I think we're all agreed we want it to get better. You know what I mean? And no one's reveling in the fact that it hasn't been fantastic.
It's hurting like hell, mate. It really is. I'll always be a Heat fan. I'm proud to be a Heat fan. It's just on and off the pitch is doing my effing heating.
Yeah. I say I kind of prepared myself in pre-season. I looked at where it was and what was said, and I thought, well, we're not going to tear up any trees. But, the winless run. Yeah, I know. I'm just saying that the winless run and some of the performances and then the injuries to add on top of it, it's just been absolutely
soul destroying.
Yeah. Soul destroying is the best word. So, yeah, as I say, we've got 10 minutes left, but we'll only go for about 5 if people don't send in messages. We understand everyone's frustrations at the moment, but we do implore you to get along. I know people think they're not going to hear the truth, But if you're not there and don't ask the questions, then you'll not hear what the response is. So get yourself to the Saltwood Club on the 4th of December.
Well, I asked Tony if I can get the Samaritan's number up.
It's look, hopefully over the Christmas period we're very happy, but that's some tough games and I just keep digging this hole deeper, don't I?
I just get permanently pissed on Prosecco.
Yeah. Oh man, but yeah.
Wow. Look, if we don't laugh like someone's Harry said, we'll cry.
Definitely. And
anything from the last couple of weeks I've learned that football's honest.
Mm-hmm.
Life can God put it into perspective, I can tell you.
Well, he'd on me, Adam, might have been on the same coffee that you're thinking I was on, but he's put, my heart still believes we'll beat Altrincham at the end of the season to qualify for the 7th in the playoffs, but my brain says 14th.
Adam.
As Grange Hill said in the late 80s, just say no.
Don't do drugs, kids.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Wow.
Do you know what made it? I watched a documentary on that. You know, the Grange Hill kids when they had that, like, don't just say no, isn't it? The song.
Yeah.
And then they got took to the White House, didn't they? They met Barbara Bush and
they
got Bush in America and stuff. Do you know half of them were on drugs when they went to the White House?
Well, wasn't Samuel really on drugs?
Yeah. That's what I was saying. He was off his nut when he went to the White House. And like,
it was supposed to be a good football. Now Samuel won he?
I'm not sure. Just before my time, that one, it's just as I'll start watching about 89. One positive, we've got the rest of the
rest of the cake for next Saturday. She made some tea and whiskey cake and it was very nice, by the way.
Oh, very nice. Hopefully we turn our home form around for the FA Cup. Yes, we'll see, get the positivity going. Come on. Recommend you all try opening both channels. It's together, it's hilarious. Hope. Well done, Steve. On the next one, hopefully, that obviously, as I did mention at the beginning of the podcast, if you just joined us now, this will probably be one of the last times we broadcast.
I've got to say this. Sorry, mate. I've got to say this. It just reminded us of something and it made me giggle on Saturday. Stevie Hardfield turned to me and says, when did Chappers come on and who went off for him?
Oh, is that what he said? Hey, man.
I've got to be honest, I didn't realise he was playing myself until 5 minutes before half time.
Oh, man. Oh, you definitely got to laugh, haven't you? As I was saying there, this is probably one of the last times we'll broadcast on StreamYard. It will still be going out on YouTube as normal for yous. For us, it'll change a little bit. And maybe the presentation will change a little bit. I think there's a few more bells and whistles and the way the comments come up on screen's a bit better and stuff like that. So it'll more or less be the same, but hopefully easier for us and a lot cheaper. So we've got well done, gents. Really hard balanced listen that tonight, despite how bad things are at the moment. Easy for me to read. We've got recommend you all try opening both channels. It's hilarious. Again, it's come through twice. He's sent it on each one. Gee. Hey,
taking the mic with the echo.
Don't say Dave's out to, in a message to Santa. We've got as long as we finish above Aldershot, I'll be happy. As long as we're outside the relegation zone. Antidepressants, you need to watch The Heed. And guess what? He sent it twice because it's on both chats that he's watching. So good night for now.
I went out at half time, you know how cold it was.
Yeah.
Asked Cass if they'd done the football socks. You know, the socks. I said, we're selling the socks. She went, no. I said, what about thermal socks? She went, I went over to the food kiosk and said, do you need Tramadol?
Well, if we can get sponsored by a chemist, I'm sure Bernard will get them in. We've got Chappers normally far better on the left. We put on the right on Saturday. Well, it is where it is. We're trying to fill holes.
Yeah.
So, look, we'll leave it there. Thank you very much, everyone. We know it's tough at the minute. It's a tough listen. We're trying to balance things out. We're all hurting. I think that's the what we can all say. We all care. We all care, whether it comes out in different ways, whether it's anger, anticipation, or positive. We're trying to be positive, optimistic like myself. Look, we all want the same thing. We all want the team to be doing well. And, hopefully in 2 months' time, we're all sitting there mid-table, happy as Larry in the third round of the FA Cup. Had a good Christmas, and stranger things have happened. So
stranger things have happened, but by the end of Christmas, we'll probably in the FA Cup. We'll need snookers. Thinking of the relegation. So.
Well, on that note, everybody, thank you very much. We got there. Look, praying for happiness on Saturday. Definitely, I agree with that.
Definitely,
Chins up. It can only get better. It can, and it can also get worse. But anyway, on that note, everybody, we'll see you next week, and hopefully we're talking about a win, and everything's looking a bit more peakier before we go into that FA Cup game. So we'll see you next week, everyone. Bye.
See you later, everyone.